செக். அரங்கத்திற்கு வெளியே இருக்கும் அனைவரும் அரங்கத்திற்கு உள்ளே வந்து அமருமாறு அன்போடு கேட்டுக்கொள்கின்றோம். இன்னும் சற்று நேரத்தில் நம் கலை நிகழ்ச்சிகளை தொடங்க இருக்கின்றோம். அன்பு கூர்ந்து அரங்கத்திற்கு வெளியே இருக்கும் அனைவரும் அரங்கத்திற்கு உள்ளே வருமாறு அன்போடு கேட்டுக்கொள்கின்றோம். அரங்கத்திற்கு வெளியே இருக்கும் அனைவரும் அரங்கத்திற்கு உள்ளே வந்து அமருமாறு அன்போடு கேட்டுக்கொள்கின்றோம். கலை நிகழ்ச்சிகளை நாம் தொடங்க இருக்கின்றோம். ஆகையால் அனைவரும் அரங்கத்திற்கு உள்ளே வந்து அமருமாறு அன்போடு கேட்டுக்கொள்கின்றோம். Kindly requesting all dignitaries to be seated in your respective seats. I request all dignitaries to come into the conference hall for the cultural programs, and next we have the plenary sessions and panel discussions also. So within few minutes we are going for the cultural performances, and after that we are having plenary sessions and panel discussion.
ஹலோ,
உள்ள போங்கன்னு சொல்லுங்க. அவ்வளவுதான். உள்ள போங்க. உள்ள போ. அந்த மாதிரி உள்ளே சாரி. கொடுங்க. கேட்கலையா? கேக்குது.
கலை நிகழ்ச்சிகள் இப்போது நடைபெற இருக்கின்றன. தமிழ்நாடு உலக மகளிர் உச்சி மாநாட்டிற்கு வருகை தந்திருக்கும் உங்கள் அனைவரையும் மீண்டும் ஒரு முறை வருக வருக என அன்புடன் வரவேற்கின்றோம். தமிழ்நாடு அரசு பெண்களின் கல்வி, பொருளாதாரம், தொழில், திறன் மேம்பாடு மற்றும் சமூக முன்னேற்றத்திற்காக பல்வேறு திட்டங்களை வெற்றிகரமாக செயல்படுத்தி வருகிறது. பெண் கல்விக்கான புதுமை பெண் திட்டம் முதல் மகளிர் சுயமரியாதையை உறுதி செய்யும் கலைஞர் மகளிர் உரிமை தொகை வரை தமிழ்நாட்டின் ஒவ்வொரு வீட்டிலும் உள்ள பெண்கள் நம்பிக்கையுடன் முன்னேற இத்திட்டங்கள் செயல்படுத்தப்படுகின்றன. பெண்களுக்காக திராவிட மாடல் அரசு உருவாக்கியுள்ள திட்டங்கள் பற்றி கலை நடனமாக இப்போது நாம் அனைவரும் கண்டுகளிக்க இருக்கின்றோம். தமிழ்நாட்டு பெண்களின் வலிமை, அறிவு, உறுதி மற்றும் சாதனைகளை பிரதிபலிக்கும் சிறப்பு நடன நிகழ்ச்சியை நடத்த ஜான் பிரிட்டோ குழுவினரை அன்புடன் மேடைக்கு அழைக்கின்றோம். அரங்கில் நின்று கொண்டிருக்கும் அனைவரும் தங்களுடைய இருக்கைகளில் அமருமாறு அன்போடு கேட்டுக்கொள்கின்றோம். கலை நிகழ்ச்சிகளை நாம் தொடக்க இருக்கின்றோம். Kindly I request all officials and dignitaries to be seated in your respective seats. Kindly I request all dignitaries to be seated in your respective seats. We are going for the cultural performances. அரங்கத்தில் watch the cultural performances. நின்று கொண்டிருக்கும் அனைவரும் தங்களுடைய இருக்கைகளில் அமருமாறு மீண்டும் ஒரு முறை அன்புடன் கேட்டுக்கொள்கின்றோம். I request all dignitaries to take your seats as soon as possible. We are going to start the cultural performances. The team are ready. I repeat, I request all dignitaries to be seated in your respective seats. Thank you.
வன்மை உயர்வு மனிதர் நலமெல்லாம் பெண்மையினால் உண்டென்று பேச வந்த பெண்ணழகே என பாடினார் பாவேந்தர் பாரதிதாசன். திராவிட பாவலர் பாரதிதாசன் பாடல்களுக்கு ஏற்ப பெண்களின் வாழ்வுக்கும் வளத்திற்குமான நலமிகு திட்டங்களும் தொழிலில் சிறக்க உதவும் திட்டங்களும் தொடங்கி செயல்படுத்தி வருகிறார் மாண்புமிகு தமிழ்நாடு முதலமைச்சர் அவர்கள்.
தமிழ் வாழ்க வாழ்க வீர சோழம் வாழ்க நற்றமிழ் வாழ்க வாழ்க நல்லோர் தேசம் வாழ்க தமிழ் வாழ்க வாழ்க வீர சோழம் வாழ்க நற்றமிழ் வாழ்க வாழ்க நல்லோர் தேசம் வாழ்க
வீரா ராஜ வீர சூரா தீர சூர வீரா சோழ வீர சீரா ஞானம் வாழ வாராய் வாகை சூட
ஒருவோர் பகை போரை நடுகள் சேர்க்கும் வீர மாறா காதல் மாற பூவோர் ஏங்கும் வீர ஆயிரம் வேழம் போல போர்க்களம் சேரும் சோழ வீரா ராஜ ராஜ வாராய் வாகை சூட
தமிழ் வாழ்க வாழ்க வீர சோழம் வாழ்க நற்றமிழ் வாழ்க வாழ்க நல்லோர் தேசம் வாழ்க வீரா.
பெண்ணே உன் சிறகை விரி உலகம் சுற்று எனச் சொல்லாமல் சொல்ல தமிழ்நாட்டு பெண்களுக்கு தொழில்நுட்ப திறன் பயிற்சி தந்து உலகப் பெண்ணாக உயர்த்தும் நான் முதல்வன் திட்டம், செயல்பாடுகளில் சிறந்த பெண்கள் தொழில் புரிந்து வாழ பயிற்சிகளும் உதவிகளும் தரும் வெற்றி நிச்சயம் திட்டம்.
கொடி பறக்குற காலம் வந்தாச்சு வெற்றி வெட்டி வெடிக்கிற நேரம் வந்தாச்சு நம்ம கொடி பறக்குற காலம் வந்தாச்சு வெற்றி வெடி வெடிக்கிற நேரம் உண்டாச்சு தீ வச்ச கோபத்தை நீ நட்டி பொட்டுல உருட்டு உத உதையில் உலகத்தை நீ உள்ளங்கையில சுருட்டு வரப்போ வரப்போ
புதுயுக பெண்கள் புத்தொழில் தொடங்க தமிழ்நாடு புத்தொழில் நிதி உதவி. மகளிர் தொழில் வாய்ப்பை வளப்படுத்திட, தொழிலை பாதுகாத்திட உதவும் தொழில் வளர்காப்பக திட்டம். ஆற்றல் மிகு மங்கையரை தொழில் முனைவோர் ஆக்கிட ஆதரவு கரம் நீட்டும் அண்ணல் அம்பேத்கர் தொழில் முன்னோடி திட்டம். மகளிரின் கைத்திறனை மெச்ச, கைவினையை வளர்த்தெடுக்க கை கொடுக்கும் கலைஞர் கைவினை திட்டம்.
எங்கூரு குத்தாளமே அன்ன கிளி அடியால மரக்கிழவண்ண கிளி நல்லபடி வாழ சொல்லி இந்த மண்ணை கொடுத்தானே பூர்வ குடி. கம்மங்கர காணி எல்லாம் பாடி திரிஞ்சானே ஆதிக்குடி. நாய் நரி பூனைக்கும் தான் இந்த ஏரி குளம் கூட சொந்தமடி. எஞ்சாடி எஞ்சாமி வாங்கோ வாங்கோ ஒன்னாடி அம்மா ஏம்பாடி இந்த மும்மாடி.
பெண்கட்கு கல்வி வேண்டும் உலகினை பேணுதற்கே என்றார் பாவேந்தர். அந்த பெண் கல்வி பேண பெண்கள் அனைவரும் உயர்கல்வி பெற்றுயர பொருளாதார உதவியாய் மாணவிகளுக்கு மாதந்தோறும் 1000 ரூபாய் வழங்கும் புதுமை பெண் திட்டம். இந்தியாவில் தொழிற்சாலைகளில் பணிபுரியும் பெண்களில் 43% கொண்ட தொழில் வளம் மிக்கது தமிழ்நாடு. நம் மாநில பெண்களின் இடுக்கண் களைய, நெருக்கடி நேரத்தில் உடனடியாக உதவ காவலன் செயலி.
ராஜா
இருள் கிழித்து வெளிக்கிளம்பும் கதிரவனாய் இல்லத்திலிருந்து வெளியே செல்லும் மகளிர் வாழ்வின் புதிய ஒளி பாய்ச்ச கட்டணமில்லாமல் பெண்களுக்கு வழங்கப்படும் விடியல் பயணம்.
கரவாட்டு கூட முன்னாடி போ.
ஊதுறாத.
தேனாம்பேட்டை சூப்பர் மார்க்கெட் இறங்கு.
இரவு பகல் பாராது எந்நேரம் வீட்டுக்காக உழைக்கும் இல்லத்தரசிகளின் உழைப்பை அங்கீகரிக்க மாதரசிகளுக்கு மாதந்தோறும் 1000 ரூபாய் வழங்கும் கலைஞர் மகளிர் உரிமை தொகை திட்டம். தங்க மங்கைகள் தங்கள் பணிக்காக நகரங்களில் வந்து தங்க நவீன வசதிகளுடன் தோழி விடுதிகள், பணிபுரியும் மகளிர் தம் பாலகர் பராமரிக்க அங்கன்வாடி மையங்கள்.
தேவதை வம்சம் நீயோ, தேனிலா அம்சம் நீயோ, பூமிக்கு ஊர்வலம் வந்த வானவில் நீயோ, பூக்களின் வாசம் நீயோ, பூங்குயில் பாஷை நீயோ, சூரியன் போனதும் அங்கே வருவதும் நீயோ.
அறுபது வயதிற்கு மேற்பட்ட முதியவர்களின் தனிமை மற்றும் மனச்சோர்வை போக்க அன்பு சோலை திட்டம்.
பச்சை கிளிகள் தோளோடு பாட்டுக்குயிலோ மடியோடு பூலோகம் ஆனந்தத்தின் எல்லை. இந்த பூமிக்கு கண்ணீர் சொந்தம் இல்லை. சின்னஞ்சிறு கூட்டுக்குள்ள சொர்க்கம் இருக்கு. அட சின்ன சின்ன அன்பில் தானே ஜீவன் இன்னும் இருக்கு. பட்டாம்பூச்சி கூட்டத்துக்கு பட்டாயதுக்கு அடவாசம் மட்டும் போதும் கண்ணே, காசு பணம் என்னத்துக்கு. பச்சை கிளிகள் தோளோடு பாட்டுக்குயிலோ மடியோடு பூலோகம் ஆனந்தத்தின் இல்லை. இந்த பூமிக்கு கண்ணீர் சொந்தம் இல்லை.
தன்மானம் மிக்க மகளிர் தற்சார்புடன் வாழ பொருளீட்ட குடும்பம் பராமரிக்க ஆதரவாய் நீளும் மகளிர் சுய உதவிக்குழு இயக்கம். உழைக்கும் பெண்களை போற்றி தொழில் சிறக்க உதவும் செயல் திட்டங்களால் இந்திய அளவில் பெருமைமிகு நிலை பெற்றுள்ளது தமிழ்நாடு. வரப்பு உயர என்று ஔவையார் பாடியது போல் நம் அரசு மகளிர் மலர என சொல்லும் வகையில் பெண்ணே நீ ஏறுபோல் ஏற்றமிகு வாழ்வு பெறு என பெண்களின் நலம் காக்கும் மகளிர் தொழில் வாய்ப்பு பெறும் நல்ல பல திட்டங்களை செயல்படுத்தி மகளிர் வாழ்வில் மலர்ச்சியை ஏற்படுத்தி வருகிறார் மாண்புமிகு தமிழ்நாடு முதலமைச்சர் அவர்கள்.
அரங்கம் அதிரட்டுமே, கரங்கள் ஒசரட்டுமே, take over ஒட்டுமொத்தமே now. குலி power house, எனக்கு குறையாத மவுசே. ஒமேரோ எழுசுகளுக்கும் பெருசுகளுக்கும் பொருசுகளுக்கும் பாமரனுக்கும் கவரிகளுக்கும் லவுசே. குலி power house, எனக்கு குறையாத மவுசே. ஒமேரோ எழுசுகளுக்கும் பெருசுகளுக்கும் பொருசுகளுக்கும் பாமரனுக்கும் கவரிகளுக்கும் லவுசே. அரங்கம் அதிரட்டுமே, கரங்கள் ஒசரட்டுமே, take over ஒட்டுமொத்தமே now. அரங்கம் அதிரட்டுமே.
மிக சிறப்பான நடனம். தமிழ்நாடு அரசு பெண்களுக்காக கொண்டு வந்திருக்கக்கூடிய அனைத்து திட்டங்களையும் உணர்ச்சி பூர்வமாக நம் கண்முன்னே கொண்டு வந்திருக்கிறார்கள். மீண்டும் ஒரு முறை பலத்த கைத்தட்டல்களை ஜான் பிரிட்டோ குழுவினருக்கு நாம் கொடுக்கலாம். சிறப்பாக கலை நிகழ்ச்சியை நடத்திய ஜான் பிரிட்டோ குழுவினருக்கு மீண்டும் ஒரு முறை மனமார்ந்த நன்றிகளை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கின்றோம். இன்றைக்கு நடைபெற்றுக் கொண்டிருக்கக்கூடிய தமிழ்நாடு உலக மகளிர் உச்சி மாநாட்டில் பல்வேறு தலைப்புகளின் கீழ் அமர்வுகள் நடைபெற இருக்கின்றன. ஒவ்வொரு அமர்விலும் பல்வேறு விருந்தினர்கள் பங்கேற்று தங்களுடைய மேலான கருத்துக்களை முன்வைக்க இருக்கின்றார்கள். முதலாவதாக மல்டி ஸ்டேக் ஹோல்டர் பிளாட்ஃபார்ம் லான்ச் அண்ட் பாலிசி டயலாக், இந்த தலைப்பில் அமர்வு நடைபெற இருக்கின்றது. இதில் பங்கேற்பதற்காக விருந்தினர்கள் இங்கே வருகை தந்திருக்கிறார்கள். இந்த அரங்கை நெறியாழ்கை செய்வதற்காக வேர்ல்ட் பேங்க் எக்கனாமிஸ்ட் திரு பெனடிக்ட் அவர்களும் வருகை தந்திருக்கிறார்கள். தமிழ்நாடு உலக மகளிர் உச்சி மாநாட்டில் பல்வேறு அரங்குகள் நடைபெற இருக்கின்றன. இன்று மற்றும் நாளை 2 நாட்களும் இந்த அமர்வு நடைபெற இருக்கின்றது. தமிழ்நாட்டில் இருக்கக்கூடிய மகளிர் பல்வேறு புதிய பணி வாய்ப்புகளை பெறவும், அவர்கள் சமூகத்தில் அதிகார பொறுப்பிற்கு வரவும், மீண்டும் பணிக்கு திரும்பவும் இன்றைக்கு பல்வேறு சிறப்பான திட்டங்கள் நம்முடைய மாண்புமிகு தமிழ்நாடு முதலமைச்சர் அவர்களால் தொடங்கி வைக்கப்பட்டு சிறப்பிக்கப்பட்டிருக்கிறது. அடுத்தடுத்து அமர்வுகள் நடைபெற இருக்கின்றன. முதல் நாளான இன்று முதலாவதாக மல்டி ஸ்டேக் ஹோல்டர் பிளாட்ஃபார்ம் லான்ச் அண்ட் பாலிசி டயலாக் இந்த தலைப்பில் அமர்வு நடைபெற இருக்கின்றது. அதன் பிறகு பிளானரி செஷன் ஃப்ரம் கிளாஸ் ரூம் டு கேபினெட் a leadership journey rooted in service என்ற தலைப்பில் அமர்வும் நடைபெற இருக்கின்றது. அதன் பிறகு சேஃபர் அண்ட் ஸ்ட்ராங்கர் விமன் லீடர்ஸ் இந்த தலைப்பிலும் அமர்வுகள் நடைபெற இருக்கின்றன. அதற்கு பிறகு நம்முடைய கூடுதல் தலைமை செயலாளர் அவர்கள் திருமதி அமுதா அவர்கள் பங்கேற்கக்கூடிய ஃபயர் சைட் சாட் அந்த அமர்வும் நடைபெற இருக்கின்றது. சமூக நலன் மற்றும் மகளிர் உரிமைத்துறையின் அரசு முதன்மை செயலாளர் திருமதி ஜெயஸ்ரீ முரளிதரன் அவர்கள் பங்கேற்கும் ஃபயர் சைட் சாட்டும் நடைபெற இருக்கின்றது. அதன் பிறகு கேர் ecosystem அண்ட் FLLP பில்டிங் சேஃபர் ஒர்க் பிளேசஸ் ஃபார் விமன் என்கின்ற தலைப்பிலும் அமர்வுகள் நடைபெற இருக்கின்றன. அதன் பிறகு ஃபயர் சைட் சாட் மிஸ் ரம்யா கண்ணன், ஹெல்த் எடிட்டர் அண்ட் சீஃப் ஆஃப் பீரோ த ஹிந்து அவர்களோடும், பேட்மிண்டன் பாராலிம்பியன் செல்வி துளசிமதி அவர்களோடும் ஃபயர் சைட் சாட் நடைபெற இருக்கின்றது. ஒரு சமூகம் முன்னேற வேண்டும் என்றால் அந்த சமூகத்தில் இருக்கக்கூடிய மகளிர் முன்னேற வேண்டும். மகளிர் மேம்பாட்டிற்கான பல்வேறு திட்டங்களை நம்முடைய மாண்புமிகு தமிழ்நாடு முதலமைச்சர் அவர்கள் மிக சிறப்பாக தொடங்கி வைத்து, நாடு போற்றும் நல்லாட்சியில் பெண்களுக்கான திட்டங்கள் எந்த மாநிலத்திலும் இல்லாத அளவிற்கு தமிழ்நாட்டில் மிக சிறப்பாக செயல்படுத்தப்பட்டு வருகின்றன. பெண்களுக்கான பணியிட பாதுகாப்பு, அவர்களுக்கான சம உரிமை, அவர்கள் சுயமரியாதையோடு தங்களுடைய பணியிடங்களில் வேலை செய்வதற்கான அத்தனை விஷயங்களையும், மேலும் தமிழ்நாட்டில் இருக்கக்கூடிய பெண்கள் தங்களுடைய தொழில் வளர்ச்சியில் அடுத்த கட்டத்திற்கு முன்னேற பல வாய்ப்புகளையும் தமிழ்நாடு அரசு தொடர்ந்து உருவாக்கி கொண்டே வருகிறது. தொழில் முனைவோர்களை பொறுத்தவரை சமூகத்தில் பெண் தொழில் முனைவோருக்கான பங்கேற்பு அதிக அளவில் இருக்க வேண்டும் என்பதற்காக தமிழ்நாடு அரசு தொழில் முனைவோருக்கான மானியத்தையும் அறிவித்து, அதற்காக பெண்கள் இன்றைக்கு தொழில் முனைவோர்களாகவும் தொடர்ந்து தங்களை முன்னிறுத்தி வருகிறார்கள். தற்போது மல்டி ஸ்டேக் ஹோல்டர் பிளாட்ஃபார்ம் லான்ச் அண்ட் பாலிசி டயலாக் என்கின்ற தலைப்பில் அமர்வு நடைபெற இருக்கின்றது. Ladies and gentlemen, inclusive growth is never the result of a single voice. It's shaped through collaboration, policy dialogue and shared responsibility. To set the tone for this important convergence of ideas, we now present panel discussion, multi-stakeholder platform launch and policy dialogue, bringing together policymakers, industry leaders, grassroots champions and global institutions to deliberate on pathways for women-centric development. First, I would like to introduce the moderator of this panel discussion, Ms. Benedict, economist, World Bank. With deep expertise in development economics and gender-focused policy frameworks, Benedict brings a global perspective to today's dialogue, ensuring rich and outcome-oriented discussion. I would like to invite Benedict, economist, World Bank, onto the stage as a moderator for this panel discussion. Please welcome, ma'am. Ladies and gentlemen, we now invite to the stage a distinguished leader of public administration, Shri Pradeep Yadav, IAS, Additional Chief Secretary, Special Program Implementation, whose strategic leadership and deep experience have been instrumental in driving key reforms and delivering results across the stage. Please welcome, sir. And next, I would like to invite Tirumadi A.S. Kumari, Chairperson, Tamil Nadu State Commission for Women, a committed advocate for women's rights and justice. Tirumadi A.S. Kumari has been instrumental in strengthening institutional mechanisms for women's safety, legal support, and empowerment across Tamil Nadu. Please welcome, ma'am. And next, I would like to invite Mr. A.R. Unnikrishnan, Chairman CII and Managing Director, Saint Gobain India. A respected leader in Indian industry, Mr. Unnikrishnan has championed sustainable manufacturing, skill development and diversity in the corporate ecosystem. Please welcome, sir. I would like to invite Ms. Jigisha Maheta, Managing Director, SIVA, representing one of the world's largest grassroots women's collective. Ms. Jigisha Maheta has been at the forefront of empowering self-employed women through livelihood security, financial inclusion, and social protection. Please welcome, ma'am. Over to you, Ms. Benedict.
So good afternoon, everybody, distinguished panelists, member of the audience, ladies and gentlemen. I'm delighted to welcome you to these multi-stakeholder platforms to women's economic empowerment. My name is Benedict. I work as a lead economist for social protection and jobs in the World Bank office in Delhi. I'm delighted to moderate this panel. First, so let me run you through what we'll do in this panel. First, I will ask the additional Chief Secretary to give us an introduction as to how the Tamil Nadu We Save program will use a platform approach to address some of the constraints that prevent women from getting good jobs. Then I'll spend a few minutes sharing some of the constraints that we've identified, and I'll ask you to vote on what you think are the most binding constraints. Then I'll turn to the panelists and I'll ask each of them a question that they'll discuss for a few minutes each. We'll share the results of the vote, and I'll ask panelists to sort of give us in a nutshell what they think are the priorities. So this is, as the presenter mentioned, this panel brings the perspective of the government, of grassroots NGOs that work with working women, of employers, and of people like us who support programs that support women economic empowerment. So I hope you find the discussion interesting. I know that coming after such a vibrant show and just before lunch is a tough spot, but hopefully we'll convince you to stay. So without further ado, if I can ask the additional Chief Secretary to share a few thoughts on the project.
Very good afternoon to you all. This panel is to discuss the importance of multi-sectoral platform and its launch. Now, before I come to the relevance of this platform, I just want to highlight a few features of this scheme, this project. TN We Save, Tamil Nadu Women Employment and Safety, is a multi-sectoral scheme. There are many departments which are actually involved in this, in the project. There are plenty of schemes. There is no dearth of schemes being implemented for achieving the goal, which is specifically mentioned in the document. The goal is to enhance female labor force participation, particularly in emerging sectors. Now, to achieve this, there are departments, there are multiple schemes, there are many schemes which actually are being implemented. And during the course of this project, we will evolve a few more schemes to achieve the results. So the first feature of this project is whole of government approach towards a particular goal. So all the departments which are involved directly or indirectly in enhancing women labor participation or their safety at workplace, skilling, all those departments will work together. So first of all, it is a multi-sectoral thing. Then, we are just going to support the existing schemes, and we are going to do a mapping to find out the gaps which need to be filled up. So, this particular project will fund the gaps and see that the goals are achieved. As I said in the beginning, the third point, that is, because there are already existing schemes, so this gap funding will only enhance the results, which only basically improve our performance in terms of results. So it is a results-based program. How are we going to do? On the right side, the first point is basically to create more quality jobs, particularly in non-farm sector, that too in emerging sectors. Women traditionally have been engaged in agriculture. You find all textiles, garments, all traditional sectors. Now the focus will be on emerging sectors, non-farm sectors. Given the high female literacy rate in Tamil Nadu, huge public investment in education, nutrition, health, particularly in women's sector, we have to think now beyond our traditional jobs, traditional employment. So we are going to move towards a non-farm sector, particularly in the emerging. This will be our new approach. Then we want to enhance the enabling services like skilling. If it is a barrier, there is always a gap between what we have and what the industry needs. We need to match that gap. We need to fill up that gap. Then there are, particularly for women, there are life cycle stage created barriers. Immediately after marriage, they may require to shift, childbirth, care at home, elderly care, child care, all those kinds of barriers, they ultimately drive them out of employment. We are going to see how we can reduce those barriers by focusing on caregiving sectors. Protection at workplace. These are some of the barriers which we are going to address during the course of this project. Then we are going to enhance, we are going to strengthen our institutions and partnership. There are, beyond government, there are organizations like NGOs, there are other stakeholders like UN bodies, industry association. We want all of them to come together and work for this particular goal. Now, to achieve all this, as I said, there are many stakeholders, there are many schemes. We may come up with some more, but how do we ensure that they work towards the goal? For that, we need a multi-sectoral platform. This platform could be a physical platform, could be a digital platform, and we are going to have all kinds of platforms we are going to have a very structured dialogue to see that there is no communication gap. Information sharing is again a key to the success of any project, and we are going to work on information sharing. One example I would like to just highlight, that Tamil Nadu Skill Development Corporation, being a nodal skill development department, we wanted to have a skill registry across the department. We tried our best. We could create a registry with our own data, but we could not get the data from other departments. Now, as a result, there is a duplicacy, there is a repeated, efforts, which again leads to wastage of resources, wastage of time. So we need to have a proper information sharing framework so that we don't end up duplicating our efforts. Coordination among all the stakeholders and all the institutions that are involved, that are working for this particular goal, is a must to see that we achieve the results which are envisaged under this project. So there is a need for a multi-sectoral platform. With this, I take leave. I think there are other panelists who will talk on this. Thank you.
So, the Additional Chief Secretary has explained to us why we need a platform. And I want to come back on what we've learned from projects in different regions and from impact evaluations that has also convinced us about the fact that if we want women to access jobs, we need to address constraints at the same time. So if women face skills issues, if women face safety issues, if they face care issues, only addressing one is not enough, because they face all of these issues at the same time. So let me share a few slides. If I could have the slide on screen. This particular project has focused on 9 of these constraints. Next slide, please. We're not seeing, I can see the slide on the screen, but I don't think participants, yeah. Next slide. So we're looking at, in this project, we'll look at these 9 constraints. Access to information. Where are the jobs? What kind of skills do I need? Access to skills. Access to transport. If I live in a city, chances are the jobs are not very close to my house. If I live in the rural area, I may have to move to another district, I may have to move to the city. Safety, several speakers have mentioned it. It means safety at home. It means safety in the public space while I'm moving. It means safety in my workplace, not being harassed and being given chances to progress. It means housing, hostels. Where will I live, especially if I'm a single woman? We mentioned childcare, and it means it also requires family support. A lot of time, the decision to work is a joint decision by my household. The decision to study also is a joint decision. It needs policy support. Some laws are preventing women to work in some sectors or at certain times of the day, or are restricting women in some occupations. And it needs financing, right? Financing for study, financing to start your own business. So the program will look at these constraints, and now I'm going to ask you to take your cell phones out. Next slide, please. You have a QR code. You can go on slido.com, and the code is 3005345. And I'm going to ask you to vote for the 3 constraints you think are the most binding for you as a woman, for your sister, for the woman you know, for women with children. Whichever you think, you vote for the 3 constraints you think are most binding, and we'll share the result afterwards. I'll give you a few minutes to connect, a few moments to connect. Again, if you don't see the QR code, the website is slido, slido.com, and the code is 3005345. Did you have a chance to connect? Is it working? Okay. All right, next slide, please. So you have all these constraints that we mentioned, and it needs coordination between what women do, what employers do, what the government does, and what civil society and the organization that support women and workers do. So there is a big role for society as a whole, right? For a woman to work, she needs to feel safe at home. She needs to be given opportunities at school, in the workplace. And all of this is shaped by the society in which she lives. So we need, as the additional Chief Secretary mentioned, we need to work together for these objectives, and we need to coordinate and share information about what's happening, hence the platform approach. So I'll stop here, and I'm now going to go back to my moderator seat. So I'll start with the additional Chief Secretary, who is also the chairman of the Tamil Nadu Special Project Implementation Department. And sir, I would like to ask you, how does convergence work with government? What are the incentives that a department like yours can provide to local governments and departments to share information, to collaborate, and most importantly, to work to understand what their clients or their beneficiaries really need? Over to you. I'll give you 5 minutes to elaborate. I'll give you a sign after 4 minutes, and then I'll hand over to others.
First thing you said, how do you plan your convergence? So, see, the basic structure of this project is based on convergence only. There are departments like social welfare, we have MSME, industries, SPI department. There are many departments, and they implement schemes for issues related to women employment. Skilling, particularly, we have a massive scheme called Naan Budalvan. We have Vetri Nishchayam. There is a labor department which also implements skilling programs. There are many departments, and as I said, if we don't converge, if we work in silos, then the synergy that we lose is actually it's irreparable. I have seen cases where a beneficiary undergoes training under one department, and the same beneficiary is again trained in something else. There is no dialogue between these departments. So we need to converge all the schemes, and that is what the basic purpose, the basic tenet of this project is: convergence first. And you said about the information sharing. Again, information is the key today to achieve anything. You need to have proper information. And in fact, this is one of the main constraints which I feel which needs to be addressed to enhance the women labor force participation. And we are going to work on this with a single window platform for all the issues related to women employment and their safety. As I said, convergence, coordination, collaboration, all these are key things which are going to improve the outcome of this project, and we are very much committed to all these approaches. There is also a discussion on how do we bring all these. In fact, the SPMU has already been planned, but to get information across the department is a big challenge. Though we have SPMU, we will have DPMU, but ultimately we end up with having information on one particular department. So this is a very challenging thing, but we will ensure that we do this. Information sharing across the department through a proper digital platform is one thing that we are working on. We are going to have SPMU, we were going to have DPMUs. So with these, hopefully we are sure that we will achieve some of those constraints or barriers which you just mentioned. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Let me now turn to hear from the employers. Mr. Unikrishnan, you are the director for the Confederation of Indian Industries, and you are also the CEO of Saint-Gobain in the construction sector. So Saint-Gobain has a program which is called Together We Build Women in Construction. And I would be interested to hear from you what you think are the challenges for women in construction and how you've been able to address them. I would like you also to tell us a bit what employers think about, having women on factory floors. I come from France, and my father was in textile, and he thought it was very difficult to have men and women on the factory floor. It caused trouble. So what's happening in India? Thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Thank you, Benedict. Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, let me congratulate Tamil Nadu government on initiating this platform, because I think the good thing is it's not a scheme, it's a platform, and really bringing different stakeholders together. That in itself, I'm sure it's going to be a recipe for success. than just running a scheme from that point of view. Coming back to your question on manufacturing and the construction, I think these are two sectors maybe after agriculture gives maximum employment and probably also with the least amount of women participate. So the opportunity is really enormous if you really look at the construction and the manufacturing sectors. And both are very important and relevant from our state's point of view, Tamil Nadu state point of view, because more than 1/3 of the state's economy is contributed by manufacturing, and there are a lot more investments expected in the manufacturing sector in the state. Therefore, it's very, very important. So I want to give a couple of examples from my own organization to say why it's possible and why it's not a problem. And today in our Sri Perumbudur campus, we have a mirror manufacturing factory. It's entirely run by women. It's entirely run by women, it's led by women, it's entirely run by women. We have 3 float glass manufacturing plants in the site, of which one of them is led by a woman. So it's really possible. Now, all that you need is you need the intent, you need the real action on the ground to really make it happen. So one of the things which is really important is how do you attract more women? How do you make the environment more safe? Now, when you talk about safety from a manufacturing ecosystem point of view, it's one, the physical safety. So what are the precautions that you can take in the manufacturing ecosystem? You're not handling something very heavy and things like that. Today, the manufacturing is really changing. It's no more lot of, heat and sweat and, tears like that. It's really a lot of technology which is employed. So today, if you go into any of the manufacturing plants, you see adoption of Industry 4.0, fair amount of automation. So it's not really so much of the physical work which is really required, whereas you have a lot of the using the brain which is required, and that is a big change which is happening. Second, safety is from the ergonomics point of view. I think today, a lot of our manufacturing sites are designed for men in terms of height and many other things. So I think there is a change which is happening. How do you design from that? And the third and the most important part is the emotional safety part of it. So how do you really create policy framework within your organization where women feel safe, and if they have anything which is unsafe, they don't feel threatened to really, air that grievance with somebody. There are platforms available, there are forums available, and they get a redressal of that. So I think you create this kind of an environment, you can really attract from that point of view. Together We Build is an initiative that we started in the construction field. It's a very small initiative. I think if you can go into YouTube or LinkedIn, you will see a video on that part of it. It's a girl from Kanpur who got trained on the interior partition installation. Today, she is actually training hundreds of women. So she actually became a trainer, and now she's training hundreds of women to really do that part of it. Construction is another field where you will see a fair amount of automation in the coming decades, and a lot of technology being used. So I think it's really ripe for more women to participate. To conclude, I think I would say there are, it's a multi-staker platform. So what are the expectations from different stakeholders? I think first is from from the industry. I think industry has to really go forward and reach. The Honorable ACS spoke about the skill gap part of it. Now, industry cannot sit and wait. I think we have to go to the educational institutions and talk about what skills you want. I think there are wonderful programs like Nan Mudalvan available in the state. You reach out to the institution, create the skills required for that part of it. Yeah. The second is really industry associations like CII. And I'm glad that CII has got an Indian Women Network. My colleague, Mrs. Savida Jagdishan, sitting right in the front. She heads the IWIN for Tamil Nadu. IWIN has got multiple chapters and really work on various things in terms of, the campus to career, and really a lot of sensitization programs and things like that. So CII can really be one of the key member in the platform that the state has created to really reach out to a large number of industries. Third is really from the NGOs. I'm sure there are many NGOs who are present here. I think the biggest change, I don't know, I didn't vote for that, but I think the biggest change which is required is the mindset in the society and mindset among the women as well. That you can really pursue a career, you can really go for work, and that's a big change that we need to bring in a subtle way. I think the NGOs can really do that part of it. And one last thing from maybe sounding a little radical to the state is that, Tamil Nadu has got a lot of, women joining the education in the STEM field. So as you rightly mentioned, you will be focusing on certain sectoral focus in terms of really bringing this platform to use. But you will also need many other skills in other areas in manufacturing. Maybe Tamil Nadu could partner with a couple of other states, because if a woman wants to have a safe place to live, there is no better state than Tamil Nadu in the country. So I think we can really leverage that strength and partner with a couple of states and bring in women to really, be a citizen of the state. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And so you mentioned safety, so let me now ask Mrs. Kumari, the chairperson of Tamil Nadu State Women Commission. We heard earlier that Chennai was the safest city for women. You mentioned Chennai, Tamil Nadu is one of the safest states for women to live in. So, Madam, what do you see as the challenges for women's safety and some of the barriers that still exist in the state for women to access good jobs? And what has the Commission done? What do you do to support this agenda?
When we speak about access to good jobs, the safety comes under 3 levels: at home, public space, and working space. See, at home, what happened, like the women face domestic violence, unsafe environment. This directly affects their, ability in participating in education and skilling. So we need more support from their, at home. The men has to support the women. Next is the working public place, where the women go around traveling. See, where we need more lightning, and apart from that, we have a lot of safety things like, CCTV cameras are all there, but the awareness has to be there. And especially in working place, the women want dignity and prevention from the harassment. And they must have a confidence in, what you say, when they report to the POSH committee, they must have that confidence it will be done properly. So these are the things which really help the women. Anything else?
So, what do you think? So a lot of times it's difficult to intervene at home, right? So what do you think are the levers for domestic violence or for violence in the homes to decrease?
Education. When the women is educated and they go for skilling, definitely they will come out. Like when I'm in the commission past 4 years. When I joined the commission, we never used to get petitions. But after creating a lot of awareness, and we are very busy now, we get a lot of, the women has got confident on the commission, they come directly to us for the help. So I think more awareness is required.
Thank you. So let me now shift to...
I want to tell you one thing.
Yeah.
The government has realized the reality, and we have, apps which helps us, and we have helpline 181 helpline. We have CCTV cameras. We have pink buses. The big buses for the women. So the government has really realized, and they've really gone. As soon the government has started in 2021, the Chief Minister first he started is the free bus for the women, which really helped. I used to think, I asked my servant how it does help. She told me, when I was coming to your house for work, I have to spend more than 1,000 to 1,500 rupees. This free bus has really made her to save that much money. So the government is really the women, supporting the women in every step.
Great, thank you. So now let me shift to Ms. Maheta from SEVA. Self-employment is often sort of what women do to be able to generate income and to attend their household and care duties, right? Because it gives you the flexibility, it enables you to work at home, but a lot of time it's not a good job in the sense that it doesn't bring you a lot of money, it doesn't bring you it doesn't bring you social protections. So what does SEWA do to help women access these services and improve the quality of the kind of jobs they do so that they can generate more income for themselves and their families?
Yeah, thank you. First of all, I would like to congratulate Tamil Nadu government and the state for the amazing program. Now moving to the question. Whatever we are talking here about the social security, social protection of women, we are doing that. We are living these examples. We have done it in state of Gujarat. So basically, these are thankless job, doing households, taking care of children, taking care of family, and then earning for yourself and family. What we have done is that we have formalized them. Taking care of child should be formalized. So we have created a child care cooperative where women will be paid for taking care of children, and other women can drop their children in the child care center so that they can go and earn and they can do their jobs peacefully. They do not have to worry that what will happen to my child, who will take care of them. And it is not that just urban centers. We have extended this child care center in rural India as well, because when women are, major women participation is in agriculture sector, animal husbandries and milk. So how do we take our services to rural India where they feel safe, they are confident, they can work really hard for what they want to do. So childcare is one of the cooperative. Then we have healthcare, because this is also one of the major things where if women are working, they are into industry, they are into work, but what happens when something happens to their health? Who takes care of them? So we have healthcare cooperative, and we have insurance cooperative as well, because when women are not feeling well, when they need some money, when they have some functions in the family or wedding or anything to attend, they should have some money. They should have savings and credit. We have bank also. So we have Seva Bank, Seva Insurance Cooperative, Seva Child Care Cooperative, Seva Healthcare Cooperatives, so on and so forth. We are federation of 112 plus cooperatives in Gujarat, and taking care of all these social protection issues, healthcare, childcare, savings and credits. We provide loans, small and large, to women. And apart from all this, there is one major thing is capacity building, because we are formalizing informal sector into the formal sector, agriculture, milk, artisans, craft. Even we have one construction cooperatives, and all these cooperatives are women-led. Women are the CEOs, women are running the board, women are the financial manager, and they run all the finance of this cooperative. So whenever you go to Sevas, any of the offices, you will see women everywhere. All the women department led by women, women are the CEOs and directors. So basically what I'm trying to say that everything is possible. We just have to take the step rather than keep talking that let's do this. We have done this in Gujarat, we have done this in many states, and now we are open to extend our support in many states. We are running some programs in Jharkhand, Bihar. We are working with SRLM and NRLM in Assam, and doing capacity building of the women. How to do business, how to come out from the home, how to build the confidence in women. What are the business ideas they want to grow in, and then we train them that how to do business, how to do financial management, people's management, how to do the public and private sector relationship, how to build the relationship with government, and in a way, starting from zero to going up to viable in their business, we are there for capacity building. And that is what we are doing in multiple states now. So would love to collaborate with Tamil Nadu state also if there are scope to become a capacity building partner, would love to extend our support. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. So So thank you very much. So we've heard about safety, we've heard about mindset, we've heard about differences in skills, we've heard about capacity building. Let me now share with you what you think are the main constraints. So 164 among you have voted, and 2/3 of you, 63%, think that family support is the main barrier for women to get good jobs. And that's overwhelmingly the first. The next two are skills, 47% of the response, and safety, 46% of the response. And then the next one is information with 1/3 of the response. So I'm now going to give 1 minute to each of you. And I'll start with you, Ms. Maida, and I'll come back, to give us what you think of these results. And in 1 minute, what would be your main recommendation? Thank you.
I mean, there is no surprise when we get this result. It is there. The family support is must. And to do that, we should have more facilities for healthcare, childcare, insurance, credit, and savings for women so that they can stand on their own and they can build the business. Thank you.
Great. Ms. Kumari, your reaction, please.
Family is more. There must be a shift from I will protect the women to I will share the responsibility. Then most of the problem will be sorted out. And the information, I think even from our side, like women, we have to, it's not the government alone gives information, we must try to get the information. Thank you.
Sir, as the chairman of SPID, how do you react to this?
Family support and child care. I think both if you add, that's a huge number. Most of the time, women quit job for child care or elderly care or some commitment at home. Now, the project is basically working towards this, that we will have more child care centers, elderly care centers, most probably in a PPP mode, because we can't be, the gap is huge, so we need cooperation from industry, cooperation from other organizations. So we are making an attempt towards this, but this is also a question of mindset, which we need to change. Maybe some campaign where we can change the mindset that women can also work at par. The most surprising is, again, the skill is anyway has been the constraint, main constraint. As I said, though we have facilities, training facilities, but the skill content does not match with the industry. The skills have to be employable, they should be scalable, sustainable. All that we are working, and we will definitely improve in next 5 years. Skilling should not be an issue, because we are finding it difficult to mobilize people for training. I mean, this is our experience for the last year, I would say. So skilling we can always overcome. The safety is again a major, I really don't know, but safety again, as Madam said, there are POSH complaints. We have ICCs everywhere, we have activated ICCs. We need to work more on strengthening these institutions, these committees. So there is a provision in the project. We will definitely work on safety too. So I think rest are negligible. We'll try our best. Thank you.
Yeah. First of all, I am not surprised at the result. In fact, as we were having the chat downstairs, my response was, I think the support system is the one which is really, holding it back. So I'm not surprised at that. My only it's not just creating physical facilities that will solve the issue. I think there's a lot to be done on the mindset in terms of understanding what really is the issue. I think that's really going to do. My last word will be, I don't want to preach to the other stakeholders, but to my own industry folks, we should ease into this platform. And ease is not EASC, to me is triple ES. There is an economical benefit. I think the Honorable Chief Minister spoke about it. There is an employment benefit because today it's very difficult to get people as employees. I think if you can't keep half of the population out. So I think you can really improve the employment possibility. Third is the emotional part of it. Today, a lot of decisions at home are taken by women on purchasing, on various things. If your organization doesn't have that representation in marketing and many other fields, you don't know how to influence your customers. And fourth S is really the social impact. So my only request to all my colleagues from the industry is we should ease into this platform and really make it a success.
Thank you very much. And on this, we conclude this first dialogue. I wish you all the best for, starting the project and implementing it. I think we got some good ideas for this panel, and I thank all the panelists for taking the time. And I wish all of you successful implementation of the programs. And I think it's going to take everybody, right? It's going to take the support of husbands, of fathers, of brothers, and of teachers, of employers to support women in getting the jobs in the new sectors where Tamil Nadu is positioning themselves to become a motor of India's development and their own development. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I would like to call upon Ms. Asha Ajit, IAS, PD, TNV SAFE, to felicitate moderator and panelist. Please welcome, ma'am. And first felicitation to Ms. Benedict, economist, World Bank. First felicitation to Ms. Benedict, economist, World Bank, by Ms. Asha Ajit, IAS, PD, TNV SAFE. And next felicitation to Mr. Pradeep Yadav, IAS, Additional Chief Secretary, Special Projects Implementation. And now felicitation to Tirumadi A.S. Kumari, Chairperson, Tamil Nadu State Commission for Women. Felicitation to Mr. A.R. Unikrishnan, Chairman, CAA and Managing Director, Saint Gobain, India. Felicitation to Ms. Jigisha Maheta, Managing Director, SEWA. Thank you, ma'am. We sincerely thank all our esteemed panelists for their insightful perspectives and thought-provoking dialogues. Thank you once again. And next, we are going for the plenary session from Classroom to Cabinet, a leadership journey rooted in service. True leadership is shaped by service, perseverance, and purpose. This plenary session celebrates a journey that inspires generations from learning spaces to leadership spaces. I would like to introduce our speaker, Ms. Navina Ramyat, former Chief Whip and Minister for MSME, Government of Mauritius. A distinguished leader and reformer, Ms. Navina Ramyat has played a pivotal role in strengthening entrepreneurship, women-led enterprises, and governance reforms in Mauritius. Her journey reflects resilience, service, and inclusive leadership. I would like to call upon Ms. Navina Ramyat, former Chief Whip and Minister for MSME, Government of Mauritius, onto the stage. Please welcome, ma'am.
distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Vanakkam, my salutations to all of you. It's an honor to be here today as a panelist, as a guest. The title that you've chosen, which perfectly fits the occasion, is From Classroom to Cabinet. A long journey. And to talk about it, I will have to share a bit of my experience, but mostly to motivate. Motivate us, motivate the women, motivate girls, and especially to motivate to live the conventional track and to adopt an unconventional track. The unconventional track is very risky, very difficult, but it fills up a purpose. It fills up a vision, and it builds up a mission. My journey reflects, I'm a politician now. I've been a politician since 1997, yes. I've been elected twice to be a member of the parliament, chief whip, minister, but I'm not from a family of politicians. I'm from a family against politics, because my family is very conservative, orthodox, you know, the typical Indian family, where girls and politics are two poles apart. Because imagine, from classroom to cabinet, yes, but in my journey of education, after the 12th grade, I got 3 free ICCR scholarship. One was at St. Xavier's, Bombay, one was at St. Stephen's, I think, in Delhi, and one was at Rabindranath Tagore in Calcutta. I came to India to do my university years, but the first trip I took, when I was listening to Madam Commissioner, the first trip I took in a bus made me run back to my country. Because the way in Delhi that was exposed for women, I thought that no, it's too different from my country, so I ran back. That was the first encounter, and my mom says, no, nowhere for Hindu girls, nowhere where it's difficult. This is first. When I finished my degree, when I finished my master's, I have a master's and a degree in everything. Because my philosophy was, I have from the Cambridge University, from Southampton University, from Australian University, from Mauritian University, from IGNOU, from Indira Gandhi National Open University. So I have, I think, 7 masters and around 7 degrees and 1 PhD. And now I finished my bar in law. So classroom has been my eternal, but along with my work. But why I'm saying that, it's not the classroom that made me who I am. It's the package. It's the experience. Today I stand before you as a former minister, as a former chief whip. Chief whip is we follow the Westministerian parliamentarian system. That is, we inherited it from our colony, which was
from our colonial masters, which was Britain, just like you. And we are a Commonwealth country, and the chief whip is the ear and eye of the Prime Minister, the right hand of the Prime Minister. And in no Commonwealth countries, there has been a woman chief whip. Why? Because it's a whip. We discipline. We make everyone go in the line of the vision and mission. We don't stray from our aims and objectives. And it has been believed for years and years that women cannot do that. But that is not true. Now things are evolving. It's not only the classroom environment, the experience. I come from a very orthodox family. And my mom, when she said no to me being an IAS officer, because I did only 3 interviews in the public sector. To become a teacher, to become an IAS, and to become a police officer. My mom wanted me to become an IAS. I said no, I wanted to be a teacher, because why did I choose to be a teacher? My dad and my mom, police officer, just forget about it. Because it's an environment where there are men. There are lots of men, and my mom and dad didn't want it from the traditional family that I came from. But I decided to become a teacher because you work from 8 to 3, but after that, you are free. But that freedom gave me the opportunity to open 5 startups, which today are generating lots of rupees. I cannot say how much, but lots of rupees. I have 5 cooperatives under my, but everything from scratch. Everything from 0 rupee. Why and how? It's the risk. It's the spirit. And it's the reason why I will motivate, I will ask you, girls and women, join the unconventional track as well. It doesn't mean that you stray from your traditions. It doesn't mean that you stray from your values. It only means that you strengthen them. Like my father said, if I put the limit here, you put the limit 1 meter before, so that you know you will never cross that limit. You set up your own limit, you set up your own standard. And then there is no way that Indian women doesn't achieve what they have to achieve. Now, what's the secret? Because everyone asks me. I'm very busy. I engage in lots of social service. I have a very strong CSR program, corporate social responsibility, where I do lots of sevas and all that. Everyone tells me, how do you get the time, how do you get the resource, and how do you get the energy? And you know, what is my answer? My answer is because I'm of Indian blood. That is the secret behind every experience I have lived. An Indian woman, an Indian adult, or anyone who has Indian blood is born with courage, is born with discipline, with vision, with mission. You know, when you set a goal, you will walk toward it. And I always say it, another secret is I'm a modern girl in a traditional package. And the only women in the world who can express themselves as being modern in a traditional package are Indian women. So this is the secret, and the secret is not difficult for any one of you, because you have it in you. I'm the 5th generation born in Mauritius from Indian origin parents, half South Indian, half North Indian. So from my maternal side, it's South Indian. From my paternal side, it's North Indian. So if we have that spirit, we have that engagement, and we are proud of our root, which gives us the strength, the motivation, and the will to be a global citizen. So why not Indian? Why not Tamilians? You who are here, your girls, your wives, your sisters. Because if we decide, if all of us decide, there is no way that we will fail. We will definitely succeed. So my last message today, though I've got lots and lots to talk about, but I know that everyone needs a break. So my last message to all of you, sisters, brothers, elders, youth who are present, you have the foundation. You have the courage. You are born in the right package. You are born with the right, I heard the CM and the government of Tamil Nadu talk. You are, and the different public service officials. I heard the Chief Secretary and everyone talk. You've got the right pull. The one who is holding your hands. So why not try? Try. The risk of failing is here. We all fall. We all should fall. And we all would fall. But what renders us different is the courage to get back and start again. I think all of us believe in resurrection. You know, we are reborn. After death, we'll have another life and we'll live again. And I always tell my mom, whenever I go up, I will have, if God asked me, what is the difference I sent you? I could have sent another one in your place. What different you brought in? What plus did you brought in so that I sent you instead of someone else? If you brought that small difference, even if it's small, then it's worth it. So that is why I'll end up here saying, Pengal Munera Vandum. It means that all of us must progress, must succeed. And I wish you all the best. You have a friend. You have a friend, 7 seas, not 7 seas, but very Indian Ocean, not only the Indian Ocean. Your sea and my sea touch the Indian Ocean. Both of them are in the Indian Ocean. So we have an ocean between us, but we have the same reason of being here. So we can get in touch anytime. We can motivate and delegate, I don't know, whatever. but know that you have a friend who will always walk with you and towards all of us, towards all our progress. Thank you. Nandari.
Thank you, ma'am. I would like to call upon Ms. Asha Ajit IAS, PDT and VSAFE to felicitate Ms. Navina Ramyan. Thank you, ma'am. We will break for lunch shortly, and lunch break is for 30 minutes. After lunch, the session will continue parallelly in Hall 1 and Hall 2. We kindly request all delegates to proceed their respective halls as per the program once we resume. இப்போது உணவு இடைவேளை 30 நிமிடங்கள் உணவு இடைவேளை. உணவு இடைவேளைக்கு பிறகு ஹால் 1 மற்றும் ஹால் 2ற்கு அனைவரும் வருமாறு அன்போடு கேட்டுக்கொள்கின்றோம். 30 நிமிடங்கள் உணவு இடைவேளை என்பதை அன்புடன் தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கின்றோம். நன்றி.